The lawn needs mowing again, I stated in a rather loud voice. The only response I got was from my wife, who rolled her eyes and looked at me like you'd look at a 6-year-old who asked when he could start driving the car. There were 3 teenage children in the general area when I made my statement. No one even looked at me. Here I was, a conscientious homeowner, trying to meet my focus of providing a favorable looking job part of the neighborhood, and with an objective, keeping the lawn mowed. To illustrate that focus, and I was not getting any help from my family, I kind of moaned and complained about the problem, but I got no sympathy from anywhere from my all-knowing wife, except one word. She said, process. Now, if you remember, our model for success looks like this. You can see that the all-important foundation, willing to learn, it has a pillar on the left entitled focus. We've talked about that one. The next one, the one in the middle, is the one we need to deal with now. It is, as my wife stated, process. How does that fit into getting the lawn mowed or your success? Well, process is the step that gets the job done. You know, going back to the grass, I had the first important component, that is the focus and the objectives, but I just wish they would be taken care of without a process. You can't reach the goal and objectives that support your focus. So, no, actually I had a process. I was going around the house exclaiming that the lawn needed mowing. It just wasn't a very good process. It was kind of like a merchant sitting inside his business wishing he had more customers, or a student wishing she could pass the history test with a higher score, only not studying for the test. What I needed, and my wife had mentioned it many times before, was a process to get the job done. If I wanted the lawn mowed, I had to develop a process not just to talk about it, but to get it done. The effective process was to get someone to push the mower. It could be part of the process required me to make that determination, and I could move forward with the actual activity. I mean, you know, I could, then in a nutshell, either I actually ask someone to do it or I do it myself. If I wanted one of the kids to do it, that might involve negotiations or maybe an incentive. If I announced loudly that I would pay $15 to anyone who would mow the lawn, not that I would, but some of those children who looked as if they were actually in another world would probably rejoin this one. So if you were in Chicago and you wanted to go west, you would have to determine west of Chicago where you'd like to go. Yeah, I mean, it could be Milwaukee or Mountain Home, Salt Lake City or Sacramento. While west may be your focus, you have 1, you have to determine a specific objective, and 2, what road you will take to facilitate getting to your objective, and all importantly, 3, get in the car and actually drive. Of course, you could make reservations on, you know, commercial transportation. It's still part of the process. That would work. So if you've been going through these short lessons, you should be able to figure your focus, determine objectives and timelines and evaluations. And now you have to actually do something. Yes, this can be the most uncomfortable part of effectiveness. It may mean going to businesses or business events and meeting people. It may be scheduling appointments or even knocking on doors. It can mean actually getting input from your staff and getting them involved as recommended in keys 3 and 4 that we've already talked about. Having all of the preliminary work done It's very important, but it can't stop there. If it does, effectiveness goes down the tubes. Kind of like the man being interviewed for the job. When asked if he were uncomfortable with hard work, his answer was, "Not at all. I'm very comfortable with hard work. In fact, I've been known to lay down beside it and sleep." Well, develop your process, then get out there and do it. See you next time.